More and more reports about Ben Johnson to the Chicago Bears continue to pop up over the last couple of weeks, and it's only going to get more as time goes on. And recently, from Benjamin Albright, formerly with CBS Sports, he says that all roads lead to Chicago for Ben Johnson. Along with that, Ben Johnson himself was fired up during a media session earlier this week, talking about how he wants to become a head coach and that he wants to be a play-calling head coach. And finally, did Ryan Poles hint at a new head coach coming to town with his activity at the trade deadline? I could get behind all this, guys. And if the Bears do go with a rookie head coach again, Ben Johnson is my choice. I'm going to break it all down for you guys. What's been going on? You're not going to want to miss it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. And before I get more into today's show, hit that like button on this video if you want Ben Johnson to come to the Chicago Bears, and comment in the comment section below yes or no in your reasoning to why you want Ben Johnson or not. And are you a Bears fan new to the channel and want free Bears news daily? Please hit that subscribe button and help me hit 20,000. So let's jump into these reports about Ben Johnson. It started last week where Albert Breer went on ESPN that Ben Johnson wanted to come to the Chicago Bears last season if the opportunity was available. That started to get fans fired up. Doing our research, and the more we've learned, the more we like about Ben Johnson. Then on Tuesday morning, Benjamin Albright, one of the media's biggest football minds and great with insights, says that he thinks that Ben Johnson will go to the Chicago Bears if the job does open after this season. And finally, Ben Johnson himself saying, quote, "If I become a head coach, which I want to be a play calling head coach," unquote. Knowing that all these reports are out there that Chicago Bears could be a very big destination for him, the man himself is screaming that he wants to come to Chicago without actually saying it because he can't just yet. But an exciting time, especially if the Bears are to go out and get him. Now let's go through his resume, shall we? Because this guy is the real deal, and he's proven it year in and year out. He has helped the Detroit Lions become an offensive juggernaut in the NFL, especially this season. And since taking over in 2022, his offenses have been top 5 every single year. In 2022, he was 4th in yards, 5th in scoring, top 5. 2023, yards, 3rd. Scoring 5th, top 5. And so far this year in 2024, yards 4th, scoring 1st. Talk about consistency. He has been given various different players, various different situations, and he's performed every single time. Everyone seems to be a star in that Detroit offense. And Jared Goff has become a top 10 quarterback since he has worked with Johnson. David Montgomery is a top 5 running back. Miss that guy every single day. I'm sure you guys do too. The Lions have the best offensive line in football. Clearly, he worked with offensive lineman coach over in Detroit and got stuff done. And he just has an overall great offensive game plan. Remember, Dan Campbell gave him this guy the play calling duties in 2022 after being the play passing assistant back in 2021. And he gave full permission for Johnson to do what he has to do. Campbell doesn't even touch the offense, and that's a great thing. This is not a Matt Nagy situation again, by the way, because Andy Reid is an offensive and defensive guru, just a fantastic head coach as a whole. And Nagy lived in his shining moment. Nagy comes to Chicago. We found out who he was. He goes back to Kansas City. Kansas City's offense is doing okay. Patrick Mahomes at the beginning of the season wasn't the best quarterback that we know him to be. But overall, Andy Reid definitely carried Matt Nagy to getting that head coaching job. And now Ben Johnson is in a position. He's proven himself. He doesn't need a head coach to have success. He is doing that himself. Other things about Ben Johnson that I do want to hit on. He's going to bring his own staff from the offensive and defensive perspective. Clearinghouse of currently in there, as Bears coaches right now aren't giving the effort that we're looking for. And he will likely bring in a lot of those Detroit Lion assistants, which they know the division. They know Johnson. They respect Johnson. And they've learned how great coaches work, and he is a great coach. Johnson also can quickly develop Caleb Williams, clearly having a good offense over in Detroit and revamping Jared Goff's career. He got paid. Shout out to Ben Johnson for that. Ben Johnson also unlocks players consistently. We'll finally be able to see consistent Roma Dunze. Cole Kmet won't get 0 targets anymore, and he'll use his weapons to their best ability. Also, he'll have the ability to look at an offensive line and be like, this is what we need. This is what we don't need in the upcoming draft, because the Bears have 8 picks at the moment, and he's already worked with one guy on the offense in DeAndre Swift. Lot of positives coming for Ben Johnson if he were to come to the Chicago Bears. And now, before I get more into how Ryan Poles hinted at Ben Johnson coming to Chicago, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Cornbread, which offers the first USDA organic help gummy in the USA. They have high-quality, full-spectrum gummies on the market, USDA certified organic, made with flour only, and third-party lab tested for parasites. Anything that couldn't be good, it's all clean, folks. True seed to sale tracking, vegan, dairy-free, and gluten-free, and no artificial flavors or preservatives. They are very, very good. And Cornbread, on top of it too, is helping you, the viewers, and offering free shipping on all products in 30-day Better Life guarantee. 100% legal for those 21 plus. And if you go to the link in the description now, not only will you get free shipping, but 30% off your first order using code JAYCHI. So how did Ryan Poles come into the situation and hint at Ben Johnson coming to Chicago? Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, because he sold at the deadline and didn't buy. Poles, in his first 2 years as the Chicago Bears general manager, was a buyer at the deadline. Well, not today. He traded away Khalil Herbert for a 7th-round pick, better than getting nothing, but I think we could have gotten more if we actually would have traded him earlier, but we don't have to get into that right now. Did that in yesterday's video. But Poles would have brought in more people for Flus. Flus clearly didn't get anyone else. Didn't get any offensive line help. Didn't get any defensive help. Didn't get any depth pieces. Ryan Poles just hinted that it could be a new head coach coming to Chicago, depending on how things go. Bears are 4-4. They're still in this thing, guys. There is still 9 games left in this season. But right now, the way things are looking, after that, that was a message to the Chicago Bears organization, the players, and Matt Eberflus. You're on a hot seat, buddy. And Poles not getting rid of any draft picks, actually getting more draft picks, shows that he wants the next head coach to have his hands on who he brings into the roster next year. So a big hint there, a little bit of a conspiracy theory, I guess, but something to consider when thinking about how Ryan Poles handled the deadline. Overall, guys, Ben Johnson is the only rookie head coach candidate at the moment that I am considering for the Chicago Bears to make their next head coach. I want a head coach with experience, proven success, and developing quarterbacks. Cliff Kingsbury is the #1 guy with head coaching experience that I want. And I'm going to do a video on him tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune into that one too. But Ben Johnson, with his proven track record, his ability to develop players, and also top offense in Detroit, I think he would do a fantastic job here in Chicago. And I would want to make sure that Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren are working with him very in-depth about what they want to do with this team and how they can give Johnson success right away. Walking into a great situation with a young roster, a lot of people under contract, and rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, things could work out super well for Ben Johnson. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video if you want Ben Johnson to come, or please just like it in general. It's a great help. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications. And please comment if you want Ben Johnson or not. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.